So if you're one of the, I don't know, thousands and thousands of people who are doing either the joy of tidying up or Swedish death cleaning or following, decluttering influencers, and you've just done a big purge of all the unnecessary items in your life, this video is for you, because many of us, especially I think those who are downsizing or maybe looking ahead to retirement and, death, know that we can't take it with us. A lot of the stuff in our house just isn't serving us anymore. And so we've done the big purge. We're in our new, lighter environment with less stuff. But then what do you do next? Like, so what now? I did the joy of tidying up right after the book was published. So it's been years and years. I did the whole, and then I also read Swedish Death Cleaning, and I did that process too, although I'm only 54, so I hopefully won't be dying anytime soon. I'm in that mindset of like, why do I still have things? And what I've learned is it can be very easy for clutter to find its way back into your life. And so I have shared some principles that helped me, some rules, so to speak, helped me not have my house be recluttered. Okay, the first tip is really important, and that is to make a policy for acquiring new things. So that includes things people give you for free, things that you buy, what to do with gifts you receive. Any way an item can come into your house, you've got to have a policy ahead of time so that you don't have to do a lot of thinking or debating with yourself, which puts you at risk to acquiring more items. So make your own set of rules, but here I'll just tell you mine. Rule 1, don't bring anything into your house if you have something in your house already that can do the same thing. So that could be fancy kitchen gadgets when you already have a sharp knife that you can do, almost any food prep with. It could be something that you don't have, like my son and I want to work on a puzzle, and I almost bought a puzzle board, but we decided that a portable tabletop with the legs folded down could serve the same purpose. Rule is, don't bring anything into your house if you already have an adequate substitute or can re-engineer something to be a good substitute. With consumable gifts, a rule is, am I going to really use this within the next 6 months? Or could I re-gift it to someone, and could that bring a lot of joy into their lives? With non-consumable gift items, if it's not useful, just like a knick-knack or something, when you look at it, do you really think of the person? Does it stir emotions towards you? Like, oh, that vase symbolizes that special moment that was shared in between us, Is it really bringing you joy? If not, spend some time thinking about how thoughtful that was, write the thank you note, and then re-gift it. And if your relationship can't survive your re-gifting, then I would argue that relationship wasn't really healthy to begin with. Let me know if you think that's true. Other rules are the classic, like put it on a wish list and wait 24 hours, 48 hours. Even the time it takes to go and get the wish list sometimes is long enough to realize you don't really need the items. Another rule, especially with non-consumables, is who would I give this to when I move or I downsize? And if you can't think of anybody, then it's just going to go to Goodwill or to a charity shop pretty soon anyway. And why not just save the space in your home and just not buy it, or just put it in the donation box right now. So those are just a few examples of rules. You can come up with your own because you know yourself better than I do, but having a policy so that when you're tempted to buy something, or when an item makes its way into your house, you just have a clear policy of, does this follow the rules for actually deserving a space in my house? Another tip is to make sure you schedule in maintenance decluttering. So that could be if you just decluttered every week or every month, but I would say no less than every quarter. Schedule an hour or two, depending depending how big your space is, to go around and declutter, getting rid of garbage or finding items that you could regift, rehome, or donate to a charity shop. If shopping was something that you did as almost a hobby or just a way to pass the time, make sure you come up with an activity you can do instead of shopping. So if you're an online shopper and maybe that only took you a few minutes to spend a lot of money and get a lot of items, instead of doing the online shopping, you're just going to pour yourself a really nice cup of tea and just sit and drink it while you're not doing anything else, and kind of replace that shopping with just a more period of relaxation and mindfulness. Or maybe it's go on a walk or play with your dog more actively, or do something creative that you like to do, even if it's something simple like making some muffins or doing some doodling. But just an activity that replaces that shopping addiction you may have had can be really helpful for not bringing more items into your home. I also recommend having either a little space that's empty. It could be a shelf or a surface in your house that you always just keep clear. It could be a basket somewhere in your home, some empty hangers in your closet to symbolize the new decluttered lifestyle you've embraced. But just an empty space so you have a visual reminder that I cleared my house of items I don't need, and every time you look at or come across that empty space, you're reminded, oh, it feels so good to not have this clutter in my house. Another important practice is, once you've done the decluttering, the Swedish Death Cleaning, is to get that stuff out of your house as soon as possible. Don't have a box of knickknacks that you're keeping there until next Thanksgiving when you see your niece and you're going to ask her if she wants something. Send her some photos now, call her now and say, do you want these items? And then get them out of your house. Take those boxes that are intended for the charity shop or for your neighbor and take them over right now. Get the items out of your house, because it'll feel so good to have that room. And then also so that you're not tempted to go, oh, maybe I really will burn that candle even though I haven't burned a candle for 7 months. That temptation is just gone, and you're helping, hopefully, the people you're giving these items to have a better life. And that should start as soon as possible. Then get into that old-fashioned practice of borrowing things you don't have, or even renting things you don't have, rather than going and buying it. It'll be another opportunity, like we did in the olden days, to talk to our neighbors all the time. If one neighbor doesn't have that kind of saw we need, then go ask another neighbor, and you'll get the bonus gift of interacting with people more. Get out of the habit of just automatically buying things when you could borrow them. This next tip I stumbled across pretty accidentally. It was just one day as I was cleaning and tidying, and it was like taking longer than I wanted it to, is I just had this epiphany of, I just spend a lot of time taking care of stuff, not taking care of people, but just taking care of stuff. This mindfulness of what I was doing, I was taking care of stuff, energizes me and motivates me to keep stuff out of my life and not bring more stuff in, and get rid of the stuff I really don't need, so I don't have to spend all that time taking care of it. Next time you're cleaning or decluttering, just think, oh, how much time did I just spend taking care of items when I could have been taking care of myself or taking care of the people or animals that I love? And especially if you just went through a big decluttering process or Swedish death cleaning, I highly suggest that you do a no buy or no spend period. For you, that might be a week, might be a real challenge, or a month, or a quarter, a year. I'm doing a no buy year right now, and I'll link some videos about that. But that practice of just not bringing anything into your house for a period of time can help strengthen that muscle and that resolve you have to live a more minimalistic life. So I highly recommend that. It's a fun challenge, no matter what period is challenging for you. Just take it and do it, and here's a video to help you right now.